I'm crafting a little bit still, and because I'm still off town and I have a little bit time still to spare, do whatever. So, but I want to show you something I'm currently working on. So, yeah, this is a panel for a bag, beaded panel will be, and this will be a handbag, a mirror bag, as it was worn by the Crow people and the Plateau people. This is more likely. This is the other side, and I had a piece of leather somewhere when I was sitting on a flea market and waited for the time to go by. So I thought about what can I do and what I have still in my pocket and beads and whatever that I was very fastly putting in the car, and so I decided to make a bag from it or whatever, or beaded that paddle. I started with the surroundings and simply started to bead. So later on I came across the idea to make a bag from it, a handbag, a mirror bag that is worn at powwows from the men's traditional category. And yeah, these two panels. And I want to talk a little bit around how I do it. So first of all, I beaded this one, then I marked, this is a German tanned leather. That's a natural tanned leather that's very similar to brain tanned leather. That's what was originally used or is used by Native American people. It's a little bit different in the tanning method, but the result is very similar. So, yeah, you see here I had taken my finished panel, put it on the leather, took out the size and marked here a little bit something where I can that the size is simply the same large as the original panel for making a bag from it. And you see I don't do a whole line through it because these dots will fairly less seen later on as when I make a whole line. So that's what I normally am doing, just dots or this little strips that's less to see later on. So then what I did here, because you see here this panel of leather, this will later on will be fringes. So I had I tried to make the best from the leather I have, so not to cut smaller sizes, but when I can add fringes or so, I have to not to sew on later on. So I let the leather stay there and make the widest piece possible from the leather I have. So yeah, later on, this what I made here is my handle. This is a little bit unconventional handle. So because mostly these are flat strips, but I tried to make this kind of loop handle here, and yeah. So you see, this will be fringes later, and maybe I will sew it on here later, and then cover it with a piece of a thong of leather also. You will see later. I will make a short from it when it's finished. So now, how do I bead this? So first of all, I have my piece of paper of beadwork here of leather, and I start with this surrounding lane stitch. Yeah? I hope that I will get the video here I made on lane stitch, and the parts inside you see here, this is painted on, sketched on. What I do is I start in the middle, make rows or whatever design I plan to do. Then I add the leaves so that the design is filling the space somehow, that it's not empty somewhere. And what I do then is I start in the middle, also with beadwork. I started with this here and made the white lines. It's a bit like painting per numbers, you know. So, and then I start with the red. And how did I bead these inside leaves? I start in the middle. My first row is here. This stitch is a rosette stitch. I tried to link the video here. I made one for rosette stitch for how to bead a rosette. But this is, you can not just have to, you can bead it in a round way. You can also make straight lines. So I go here and I go from the center line, I go left and right. Why? You see it here. I started here and go then with the beadwork here. When you see floral petals, you see that they have these small lines inside, and they mostly go from the center of the plant to the outside. And so what I'm doing here is I try to imitate this. That's why I make the lines. You can get a texture in the flowers as the flowers are in nature, you know. So I start here with the inner side line and go to the both sides. When you start in a smaller side, you may be in the you put the next row, and you put it directly beside the last lane, you know. So when you start here, it may be that it gets like something like this in this direction, and you don't get the straight lines as you want them. You can do it. You can also go around, you know, and just fill it in to the inside. It's also a very good way. As I do it here, you know, I go outside and then fill it until I have the last beads putting on inside. So here I go from the center and go to both sides, and you have the filling beads here. That's when the white line makes a curve and I don't get the beads in lane, but I can put some beads inside that it's full. I hope I don't speak in hieroglyphs. So later on I will do the background here. I will do in these lines also in this goldish hue, because my pink went over the moon. I had here, there was the same shades of material of the glass beads, because my pink, I had just had a few pink beads left, and I used them for the handle. How to make such a handle? It's really beaded. It's not just wrapped. So you see here, it's not just wrapped. It's really beaded. It's also rosette stitch. I take 4 beads, go through the leather, 2 beads back, through the last 2 beads, and again 4 beads. But how to make such a rope? I had seen this on original items for necklaces, and sometimes there is a loop breastplate by the northern people, also Plateau and Blackfoot people, that is done in these small beads, in these small 10-0. This year is maybe an 8-0 or 9-0. And these are, you make several strands, and the center material is the same as it's done here. How it's done? Very simple. I have a strip of leather, a wider strip, not just one time around, but several times around, and you roll it up. And then I fix this. This will be later gone, because it's just a fixation for before I try to bead, because I need this rolling. I need very tense. I need if it's wobbling around, it's not good to bead. So it will get some stretching too, but you have to get it very, very much rolled that it's not wobbly inside, you know. Then I start, because it was my last pink beads I had with me. I started in the middle. So I take this leather, take it half, make a little dot here, and start with the beading here, and go to this side and to this side. So always marking the center point. Then I say, okay, now it's enough for the handle. So now start with the color beads, because I had to stretch on the beads. I could not do it in all pink beads because I don't had enough. So I added with the colors I have in the color spectrum I had in the other beadwork. And yeah, then as I said, you go this side and you go this side, and try to stay the same on both sides, because you can do also variations when a bead color ends. So you know, okay, here I have my next string, and here I have my next thread, and I go here and here and here and here. And so you know, when a bead's color is ending, you know, okay, maybe I can't get the full, I don't know, 20 rows I have here. I maybe get just 12 rows, but I have the same on both sides, the same rows of beads, and I don't have to take things apart. It's a it's to take to destroy things, to take beads apart because it's not fitting, just will call your will kill your work time. So I start, as I said, in the middle and go to both ways. So when a bead color is ending, I can also work with 2 needles and just add here 10 beads, here 10 beads. So I get the color spectrum, the bag of beads totally empty and all is on the beadwork. But it's all, both sides are the same. It's a bit crazy, but it works. That's how I ended here my pink beads, my bag of pink beads. Yeah, these will cut later on, will be cut in fringes, and this will be cut down. So we have the fringes starting here, and then I will sew it on the back. I don't know how long exactly. I will see this. Maybe I will when everything is sewn together. How do I do this? Then I will put these items together. So I will start here to sew, just like around. Sew this one, just looking for that it's the same size because of the beadwork. Sometimes the leather stretches a bit. This is on one hand the bad thing of working on leather directly, but it's also the good thing because you can stretch it a little bit and or shrink it a little bit together that it fits. It will fit later on, and nobody will see it when it's not a ton of material you put in. You can just handle it, that nobody will see it. So then I sew this lane here together. I will cut the fringes, and later on I will have put in a lining made of calico. So I will take a square, whatever piece of mostly cotton fabric with small prints, calico, and we'll put it we'll fold it, we'll sew it, and a tiny bit shorter than here. When you fold it here, and you will make the fabric like this. Sew it together that it's a little bit inside, a little bit shorter than the back. When you make it wider, like sew it together, and it would be here later on. I speak in hieroglyphs. It's a bit, you have to make wrapping up a little bit here that it will fit in. When you make it a little bit shorter, it will fit in. So it's just, you have to make it several times that it will work. So then you have a lining inside. You put this lining in. It will stay a little bit over. The fabric will be a little bit longer later on, and then you will fold it down, put it inside, and sew it together on the top rim. But maybe I will do another video on that. So then, when this is put together, I will sew on my handle here. And maybe I will go through the 2 leather parts with a thong of leather, and will just cover my sewing on, because a good thing is here with this leather inside, you can very easily go with a needle, go through it. So I will sew it on, and later on we'll cover it with small thongs of leather, and maybe put some tin cones on it, or let's see. I'm not there yet, and I will see what looks best, and then I will do it. Maybe I show it later in a short to you how I finish the bag. So let's see. So I hope this was a little bit informational for you, and I hope maybe we see later, or if you have a question, that just put it down below. And why I say it's more likely a plateau bag and not a crow bag, because I have 2 different sides of the bag in the same color scheme, and it's highly unusual. We did not find many historical bags where from the crow people it's mostly geometric of both sides, but when you have one with flowers and one with geometric. It's not so much done, so I won't say that it's not existing, but this is anyway a modern bag, so I think it will work anyway. And yeah, let's see how it comes out. It would not be possible to make this pink backgrounds again, so I decided to change totally the design, and it will work, I think. Let's see how it comes out a little bit later, and I will make short from it and show you.